first function of a switch is to switch on the light. It speaks for itself. And aesthetics is important for us with the switch. If you go into a house, today you see people spend a lot of money onto their furniture, they will spend a lot of money onto their light, but the switch, where you look at every single day, people have never thought of basically spending a little bit more money to get the right sort of look on the switch. And this is why we really, really need to look at those aesthetics. It's now been 9 years we're selling the same switch. As we had a very, very strong design, it's very difficult from this stage to go with a new product. But one day it's a step you need to take. So how can we find someone that can, for us, create a new design? What we've done then is we've started to listen around, and we wanted to find somebody that has nothing to do with switch. See how we can get this person with a very blank page, how we can get this guy to develop something completely different than all the others.
I had Bart on the phone calling if I was interested on designing switches. That is something very intriguing. So of course I was interested.
David came by, we had a bit of a meeting, we immediately had a good laugh. Although the first laugh I had was not that funny, in a way that I asked him to prepare some ideas. And he took, I don't know, about 10 different cards with him. The first card he takes up was horrible, absolutely horrible. It was this Victorian style frame of paintings, I don't know, in gold with a big ball, and it was absolutely ugly.
And he was there and he couldn't say anything. I think he was afraid that the others were gonna be in the same style. Then he said, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe, what do you have as other designs? Is there, yeah, okay. And when he saw the other designs, he knew it was all right, so.
It was just a joke, then he came with the real sort of designs. And he showed me around 10 designs, and one of them, nearly immediately, this is the one, this is what we're going to go for. And why was it so nice? It had really the feeling of a piano.
If you look at switches, it's not only pushing buttons, but if you leave a room, it's also the movements you make, and that's make me think of that first design.
The piano is very classical, but at the same time modern. You could find it back everywhere, and it's got this natural balance of simplicity, which I immediately fell in love with. And this is why, okay, we immediately start to work with it. But okay, then you only have a picture and a drawing. Then the problem starts, of course. First of all, we asked all the salespeople to give me a list of what's important in the switch to them, to the technical people, what's important in the switch. And we had a list of 100 things. And that's when it started. First meeting was with David there as well, and we said, look, we wanted to have this, we want to have a feeling like that. It needs to feel cold, needs to be very stiff, but at the same time it needs to work with its flexibility, so this is already a contradiction. So there was plenty and plenty of contradictions.
I also started to draw a frameless box. So the buttons, they were floating. So for the technicians that was also something like, where's my frame? Where do I have to put everything?
So we all try to look forward and to try to compromise, but not compromise where you cannot compromise. Second step, we started to make prototypes, to start to feel, look, when is this piano in balance? How wide should the buttons be? How long should they be? How can this work? How will they operate? All these little things were a process we need to go through. For example, you're also limited in if you go to double switches. Because a piano is never square, there's always a bit of a different, and you can fit something like this or like that. But if you want to put them all next to each other, this way or that way, it becomes very complicated as well. So also there we had to make choices that we said, okay, we're going to make it possible to have different switches next to each other, only in that sort of manner, but not in the other. Otherwise it would have become absolutely impossible. I think we could have never, ever gotten the result that we have today if we would have done that with somebody that is used to work with switches and develop switches. So the result today is original. We've had to find solutions in a completely unnatural way, so I think with somebody else it would have been impossible to create something like what we've created today.